through. I could almost do my song, you know, 8 mil mountain high enough, but my daughter would die, who's also in the audience. But it's been hard getting here, hasn't it, for some of you? Tube problems, travel problems. Thank you very, very much, everyone. So my name is Penny Power. I'm founder of Ecademy, started Ecademy nearly 11 years ago. We'll be having our 11th birthday party next February. And I started with Glenn Watkins at the back there, for those of you who don't know us very well yet, Glenn. And Thomas Power. Thomas, stand up over there. So, how many Ecademy virgins have we got here tonight that have only just come here for the first time? See, that's great. I love my virgins. So, welcome. Lovely to have you all here. And I hope you'll get a real context tonight on what Ecademy is all about. As I said, we started 11 years ago. We very much focus on the business owner, startups, entrepreneurs, helping you to be more successful by getting you to connect with people who are on a similar journey, who love to collaborate, love to inspire you. And if you read some of my blogs, it will help you to get some context around Ecademy. But one of the things about us is that we very much believe in depth of relationship. I wrote a blog called Mile Wide and Mile Deep, which some of you might have read. And a couple of months ago, we launched a piece of code that helped you to build mile-wide networks, because it's very important to have a lot of people knowing that you exist. This is your branding. This is about building a wide network of people who you can communicate with as a subscriber. You can write a blog and say to all those people who have opted in to be in your network, here's a blog that I'd like you to read, which gives you an opportunity to share your knowledge with a lot of people. So we created this tool which has had an incredible effect on being able to help people to network very effectively around the world, and are more happy to have these random connections, which is fantastic, because we all know that once you start to really open up to random connections, that's when your life really changes. But of course, depth is very, very important, the depth of the relationship that you create. Now, what you'll learn tonight is what's interesting is the profiles of the management team on Ecademy. Julian, where are you? Julian Bond. Where are you, Julian? There's Julian there, stand up. He is very critical to Ecademy. He's our amazing CTO who develops the code and turns thoughts into real tools that you can use on Ecademy. And he is a green, and you'll learn more about what green profile is, a high green. Glenn Watkins, that I introduced you to earlier, is high red, and he's our CEO, and you'll learn about that. Thomas Power, who's, many of you already know, also my husband, and I'm his wife, I'll just say he's my husband. And he is a high yellow.
Come on, you yellows!
And that is a very typical style of a high yellow. Whereas Glenn at the back there is standing like this. No, he's not anymore. High red. And I'm high blue. Now, interestingly, a high blue, I hate to be simplistic, James, wherever you are, because James is going to, who's an absolute master, I'm going to tell you some differences he's made to my life. So I'm being a bit simplistic here, but generally, the blue and the yellows are very people-led, and the greens and the reds are very task-orientated. And it's very interesting in our management meetings, because you've got 4 very different styles, but how fantastic is it to collaborate with people that have different styles? It's not the natural thing that you would do when you're networking, as a lovely phrase that James used the other day with me, birds of a feather flock together. And you tend to want to network with like-minded people, which might be great when you're looking for a client, a customer, because it's great, they'll understand the way you communicate. But in business, you have to go outside of your comfort zone, and in our management team, we have all 4 colours, which is fantastic. So when you're learning this tonight, it's not just about, oh gosh, how am I going to find a client, and how can I communicate to find that client, which is really fantastic. But it's about having deep relationships, greater friendships, and also about who can I collaborate with that's going to really help me to understand how to move my business forward. And that's when you really start to understand networking, is when it's really about the whole business, about who can help and challenge my thoughts, because the world is full of all 4 colours. Now, on Ecademy, we did a poll a while back to find out how members feel about building mile-wide networks and mile-deep networks. And we found that only 9% of people wanted to build just a mile-wide network. Now, what you'll find on other social networks is mile-wide networking is what is endorsed, because it's very task-based, that. And technology-based people and thoughts think that that's what the internet achieves, is mile-wide network. Connect with a lot of people, create a lot of visibility. But why people are so successful in the Academy is our ethos, our tools, everything we do is to help you build depth in your network, because it's once you have relationships around you, emotionally and financially you grow. It's relationships, it's people that make the difference to you. And I shared a story a while back about this. It was on a blog about a CEO, and I can't do it now because I've run out of time, but please read my blog about that, because it's a very, very important lesson for us all. But what was interesting is that 37% of the people said they wanted to build mile deep networks, 9% mile wide, but 57% of the people said they wanted to achieve both. So you'll know in your networking whether you are a mile wide networker or you're a mile deep networker. And tonight what we're talking about here is depth of your network, is how can you build real depth around you and momentum in your business and in your network that will support you and help you grow as a person and help you grow your business. And this is what you're going to learn. Now, the journey that we've had with James has been absolutely incredible. You know, there are moments in the 10, 11 years of building Ecademy that I know that, you know, real paradigm shifts in our business. And James was one of them. And I met him and I instantly built a rapport with him, instantly trusted him, instantly liked him. He's a very, very special man. And what was interesting is that I created this relationship with him, and then I thought, oh my goodness, I really like him. Does that mean Glenn will? And actually, Glenn's the big boss. So will Glenn like James if I do? Because Glenn's very task-orientated, and often when I tell Glenn that somebody's brilliant, he'll say, no, they're really fluffy. Yeah? Because we're different styles. Yeah? And what amazes me, when he had a meeting with James, he rang me up and he said, I love him! I thought, oh my God, we both like the same person. And the reason is that James understands how to communicate with people and understands how to get a message across. And that is so fundamental. And what he's going to do tonight is teach you that. And on the 20th of November, he's got a seminar that I'm certainly going along to help with greater depth. And where James really helped me many ways, I won't go into the family situations we've had, but a lot of ways about relationships and helping some of my relationships with siblings. You know, this goes wide in terms of understanding how it can impact your life. But also, I had a meeting last week that was worrying me because I'm a high blue, and I was going into a meeting with a room full of high reds, and I rang James. He very kindly took me through how to handle that meeting. And as a result of it, a meeting that has been going on for about 2 years, where I knew there was a partnership opportunity, as a result of how I knew how to handle these people, it completely accelerated the way that our business was going to happen, because I knew how to communicate with them thanks to James. So please listen closely to this. Think about your whole life when you're listening to it, and enjoy it, because it's going to be a really fun ride. So thanks very much, and I'll pass you back to Jeremy.